We are going to call to order the regular Board of Directors meeting Tuesday, February 17th, 2026 at 5:30 PM. Roll call.
Doug Mendenhall is not here. Melanie Kaylin Hammerson, Gina Beam,
Present.
Natasha Atkinson, present. Greg Kennerly,
Here.
Bill Hagedorn,
Here.
Bill Morton.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay, Bill, do you want to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Sure.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, and justice for all.
Okay, first item on the agenda is the consent agenda, which includes the board meeting minutes, the regular board meeting minutes from January 26th, as well as the February 10th special board meeting minutes. And is the preventive maintenance report actually in there, or is that separate?
The preventative thing, I didn't print that out.
Oh, that's separate. That's separate, yeah. Okay, so if everyone's had a chance to review it, we can make a motion to accept those.
I make the motion
I was gonna say, gentlemen, I wasn't here for one of them.
So made.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor of accepting the consent agenda as it stands, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Next, Jennifer, do you have the ODOT update?
Oh, it's
Oh. I'm sorry.
February 10th. Let's see here.
Oh, she did everything.
I did
Oh, you
everything.
did everything?
Yeah. She did the whole consent agenda.
That's it. My
Oh,
apologies.
okay. I'm streamlining tonight.
Do you have a comment about the consent agenda?
No,
Okay.
I thought she was only doing just the regular board meeting. I didn't hear you say the February meeting, so,
Oh, sorry, I'm losing my voice tonight too,
okay,
so.
that's fine. And the preventative maintenance report, it was, we had 6 that were in the window, we did 6 and that was 100%, so
Yeah, that's pulled up here. So,
Yay.
good.
easy enough.
All right, now we're ready for Jennifer.
I am here, and I too am losing my voice, so I apologize. I had a quarterly meeting with my transit providers and provided some dates, and Sherry, since that time, they've changed the dates on us on some things, but there are some funding opportunities coming up. We do have, ODOT is changing its grant cycle for federal formula to match up with the federal fiscal year, which is October through September typically. And so our fiscal year, the biennial year that you all usually go by, is July through June. So there's going to be a period of time, a gap is what we're calling it, from July through September, where you're waiting for that new biennium to start. We have been able to utilize some funds that have been deobligated to provide funding, gap funding for our transit providers who have current 5311 and 5310 funding. And so we are going to be sending out a notification. What Sherry's going to be doing is filling out a form that tells where she wants the funding to go for that quarter. So ODOT is going to be providing the transit providers that get the formula funds 1 quarter gap filling. That's going to be from July 2027, through September 2027 when the new biennium funding starts. So that's going to be coming out. In addition, we have a competitive grant cycle that's going to be coming out. That is for it's for bus replacement. So priority is bus replacement. Second is bus right sizing. And finally, if we have enough funding, it would be for expansion. Not a whole lot of transit agencies expanding right at the moment. So not a lot of that will be going on, but our priority is to do bus replacement because we do have quite a few vehicles within the fleet across the whole of Oregon that need to be replaced. So that's going to be happening coming up soon. There's $3.5 million of federal funding in 5339A that is going to go for that. In addition, after the legislative,
Jennifer,
yes,
is there a match requirement for that grant application?
it's the regular capital
Okay.
grant match,
Thank you.
so it's 80-20. Yep,
Thank you.
yep. The good thing is that you guys have sold some vehicles, so you do have some match money, which is a good thing. That can only be used for purchasing vehicles. So, hot diggity dog on that one. In addition, it's going to have a phase 2 for this competitive grant, which will be the STIF, but we are not going to be releasing that information until after the legislative session because it kind of dictates where we are and what we're doing with the STIF funding. But for now, we'll have the competitive grant. And then also in March, we're going to be releasing the 27-29 federal formula grants. And those are going to be the ones that start on October 1st, 2027. And that's for your typical mobility management, your preventative maintenance, your operations, and your admin. So those are the main categories for that. And those training webinars are coming up the first part of March for the federal funding. And then a little bit later, they changed the dates, Sherry, that from what I told y'all in the training today. They changed it so it looks more like the federal funding is going to be the first part of March, and then the middle of March will be the competitive. The other training that I'm really highly recommending, if you have employees that need to have the drug and alcohol testing, there is going to be a free FTA-sponsored drug and alcohol conference, and I think I mentioned this last time. It's April 14th and 16th. Or 14th through the 16th in Portland, which we don't often get FTA trainings that come out west. So it's really good opportunity to get some training from FTA folks, as well as RLS will be there for that training. And I'm trying to think of if we have anything else. I think I did have a couple individuals that came and talked at my my quarterly meeting today, and just talking about ensuring that your legislators know what your transit agency does. There's a lot of misinformation going around out there right now, and uncertainty of what transit really does and what you all provide. You're the ones that are there at your agency providing that information. So highly recommend that you get that information out to your residents, to your citizens of Douglas County, so people better understand who rides transit and what transit does. So that's all I have, unless you have any questions.
And Jennifer, Stephen shared a stiff, kind of like a breakdown, a lowdown for the community on what it is, how it comes about, where it comes from, and how it's used.
Yes.
It's like a one sheet thing. He shared that with me today, so we will be using that to share on Facebook, and I can send it to you if you want to provide it to any of your other providers.
That'd be great. Yeah, he
Okay.
usually gives it to Angie and then she shares it out with us, but I haven't seen that one yet. So
I had put a question in the chat box during our meeting today, and he just sent me an email privately and said, here you go. I was like,
oh, awesome. Yeah, Morrow County has been really great about, they got a grant, some grant funding, and they have an individual on staff who's been doing a whole lot of public relations as far as what their transit provides and where people go and who uses it and how it benefits the community. So great opportunity to get, he's willing to share the information that he gathers with everybody. So it's really wonderful that he's doing that and getting that information out there. He's very very active on social media in their area. And that's been very successful for them. They've like quadrupled their ridership in the recent months. So that's all I have, unless you have any questions. And sorry I couldn't be there in person, but I didn't want a chance coming over the mountain.
No worries, thank you. Does anybody have any questions for Jennifer?
No,
Yeah, keep your sickness to yourself, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't want to spread.
Financial report, Sherry?
Okay, so everybody had opportunity to look it over. As of the end of January, our cash balance was $511,825.33. That balance reflects the Q3 STIP funds, which were $484,000. In addition, we got, the reimbursements on the 5311 and 5310.
Yay.
So we are made whole at this point with all of our funding. So that was a huge relief. The STIP funding for Q3, like I said, was $484,000. It was a little over $14,000 increase from the quarter before. So, hopefully Q4 will also be a little bit of an increase, but we won't know that until then. We're still slightly under what, we were receiving in our STIP funding for the last fiscal year. I have, let's see. ODOT sent out new projections, so with our new budgeting season, that's just like literally right around the corner. We do have some new projections. And it is slightly less than what they projected us for this first part of our biennium, so we shall see. But then they came back and re-projected for this fiscal year. We originally budgeted $2,092,300, and then they came back with new projections to be $1,934,000, which was our $158,000 shortfall. So for fiscal year 27, they're projecting us at $2,072,609. So nothing changes. That is the number we will be using on the budget, the new budget. I did some down and dirty projections through the end of this quarter, and it looks like we might have. I originally thought we were gonna have about 45,000. We just got a big check. One of our vehicles was totaled in a vehicle accident. And the insurance paid us 35,000, and we will be putting that in for our match money for vehicles as well. So that's where that's gonna go. And so we should have about 85,000-ish, I think, by the end of March. And then I did put projections in your packet for April through June. And unless you guys have any questions about that.
Did we have any injuries from the,
Do we have any?
any injuries from the bus?
So our driver, yes, she has been off and has not been released to come back from work. She already had an injury to a shoulder, and I think it kind of slightly injured, yeah. And then another injury on top of that, but she's wanting to come back, but I don't have anything minutes.
Mhm.
We shall see what happens. But that was a van that was totaled. And we got that check already from the insurance company.
Is this STIP staff committee meeting already scheduled?
It is.
Okay.
Yep.
Does anybody else have any other questions on our financial report? Greg, do you have anything on the financial?
no, I can think of.
Okay. Okay, do we have a motion to approve the January 2026 financial report as presented?
I make a motion to accept it.
Second. Okay. There's no further discussion. We'll go to vote. All those in favor?
All right.
All right,
Any opposed? Okay. So next is 6.2, the budget timeline.
So historically, we've always presented a budget timeline to the board of directors, just so you have an idea of everything that needs to take place. We do have a stiff staff committee meeting coming up, so that will kind of start kicking off on budgeting. We also, I think in this packet, we have a budget, you guys are gonna have to vote on the budget committee. So right now, we have 3 members on the budget committee that are public people. So that means you would have to have 3 people from the board that would have to also be on the committee. And however, we do have another application.
Who are those members?
They are Capstone, Jim DeLab, and Ashley.
Yes, actually,
Ashley, that's I think. And then we have another application from Doris Newton, who you guys approved to be on the stiff staff committee. She also has an interest to be on the budget.
so then we need 4 board members.
Yeah, so if you guys vote to put Doris on the budget committee, then you would need to have 4 board members that would also.
And how many times does the budget, I know I was part of all of this.
So the
Please
budget
remind
committee.
me how many meetings we get to have?
So, we usually say 4, but we generally don't need.
Usually do 3.
We usually do at least 2 to 3. Yeah.
And those are in this timeline, right?
Because the stiff staff committee will meet and they'll make some recommendations to the committee. And then you guys will make your recommendation, you'll review everything, and then you'll make your recommendations to the board.
And these meetings are noticed, so we don't need to worry about quorum. Okay, thank you.
So the budget timeline is really just for your information and kind of get an idea of the timeline that we're looking at. That's just information. I mean,
It looks like on the budget timeline, you had us, appointing an officer and picking people tonight.
I think you have that later on an agenda item.
Okay, perfect.
I
So
like
this is
budget.
just our information that's on the budget timeline. Because we like
I
that.
like budget, so throw me in, coach.
So the first budget meeting, it looks like it was April 22nd, April 29th, and May 6th.
Maybe I should see it.
Okay.
Those are real dates.
Yes, and we will be meeting with the stiff staff committee between now and then. So that they can have their input and
Can we move April 22nd?
we can move whatever day you want to move at this point.
I mean,
These are just a timeline, and if we need to make adjustments, we can do that.
I'm in Eagle Crest on the 20th, whatever that date was. But the rest are great.
So the 22nd, no, that's what day? We did the what day, the 20th?
The 22nd is, I'm not available, April 22nd,
Okay.
but the 29th, May 6th, May 13th. We're all fine.
Okay.
Yep, May 18th. Yeah, the rest of those are fine.
Can you confirm for April 22nd?
April 22nd is a conflict.
Yeah, that's a conflict.
I'm in,
We can make some adjustments.
I'm in
It's
Eagle
not-
Crest.
It's not set in stone, it's just a guideline at this point. Okay. To keep us on track because there are public meetings that have to be had and all of that. good
Yeah.
stuff, and your other input.
Does anybody else have any questions on the budget timeline? Or concerns or anything? Yeah. All right, we'll move on to
So do we need a committee today? Do we need
we're
to
gonna
know?
vote later.
We're gonna do that later.
Yeah.
That
later on.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I missed that.
Thank you.
90-day deliverables. Oh my gosh.
That, that also is there for your. Your review. So, that also is there for your review. just to keep you guys informed and, let you know what's going on. I did finish conducting all of my board member one-on-ones. I have one board member that has not been responsive, so I've attempted like 3 times. I'm gonna call that good if you guys are okay with that and call number 1 complete. We have had meetings with Canyonville and Sutherland and Myrtle Creek so far. We had another meeting that was supposed to happen tomorrow, and I heard from the tribe today, they had a conflict and they were gonna have to reschedule, so, I'm in the
You said Canyonville, Sutherland, and who?
Myrtle Creek.
Thank you.
Mhm. And so the Cow Creek tribe is gonna be rescheduled, and then we have a meeting with Douglas County Senior Services on the 25th. So, we can talk to them. We were planning to get them some literature and bus schedules and information on how the seniors can, take advantage of kinds of services, so.
Who are you meeting with from the tribe?
His name is Thomas. Do you remember his last name?
No.
He is the transit,
Oh, yeah. They have like a committee.
yeah, he's the
Yeah.
transit guy,
Thomas
and
Cook.
Thomas Cook.
Yes, yeah.
So, but
Yeah,
he
he's great.
emailed today and apologized that they were gonna have to reschedule our meeting for tomorrow. So I will work on that and provide you with some information once that happens, but the packet that you had included information on all of the meetings that we've had so far. Let's see. The financial stuff I've been providing month over month. And then let's see. There's a corrective action plan that is, part of the packet today. And that's just something that the state of Oregon requires us to have. And so I've already done that and, sent it off. So we are good. The federal, single audit has already been filed. That was an outstanding item last month, but, the auditors got in touch with me and that was, it was due by the 31st, but, I submitted everything online on the 3rd of February, so that is now complete. And, let's see. There is some outstanding items still on the RLS audit, and it's just those 2 open. The 2310 and the 2312. So that would require some feedback from the board, executive committee to close those.
Oh,
Let's see. The staff conducted the time study for a 2-week period and the results were in your packet. And, I think everything else was already completed, so. Unless you have any questions. That's all I have on that.
So it looks like it's pretty well balanced with the results of the time study.
Yeah, it
For the
is,
most part.
yeah, from what I could see on the time study, it didn't look like anybody had much downtime. And the little bit that was noted was they went and found other things to help out with, so, we really do have a good group of staff members.
Do you feel like our current staffing, the way it is adequate? Or do
I
you feel
think
like there's
so.
too much on any person?
I don't think there's too much on any one person. Like I stated last time, usually if some of my people have downtime, they'll come and talk to me and ask me if I have anything I need help with. And I was able to go down and help out with the storage. Our records retention room was a total disaster. And now it is all organized and everything is cleaned up and the team worked on that as well, so. I think everybody provided some input and some suggestions and. I think that right now we are pretty well covered. Yeah.
Is it something you think is worth repeating? Or that you will continue to do like once a year?
Well, we could probably do it once a year, just to, I mean, I don't know. Unless something really changed, the duties that everybody's been doing is duties that have been being done for years. So unless something changed and we had to take on some additional reporting or compliance issues, I don't see where it's gonna really change that much. The day-to-day operations kind of stay the same.
Did you? That got us all the way down to the compliance update.
That was 7.4, the
7.4.
organization,
Yeah.
that was the time study.
That's. Just any, or Greg, do you have any questions about any of the manager report?
No,
So item E is the compliance update.
Let's see. Did we go over the compliance?
A little bit. That's why I was asking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, was there anything further in the compliance update or?
More, everything is closed out except for those two findings, and that just requires some additional feedback and forth at this point, so.
when
if
is
we-
George coming back?
George is not going to be rejoining. He has not communicated with us at all, and his leave ended on the 3rd.
If that's not, it's an individual employee, it isn't something that we can, okay.
We've crossed our Ts and dotted our Is.
We have done the yes. Yes,
Okay.
So just did not return at the end of his
he
leave.
did not return at the end of it.
Okay.
Did you hear that, get that, Greg?
Yeah, so we're not gonna be able to get any of that information that they did before in the study.
No, and I did reach out to ODOT and ask them, you know, in the event that that happened. What that meant for those two findings, and they just said that if you guys couldn't get additional information and we couldn't provide anything more satisfactory to ODOT, they would just remain open until our next site visit.
Do we have access to any of that on like hard drives or
I've
email?
looked in those. Unfortunately.
You had access to everything he did, right? But that's, I don't know. I do know that last year, or not last year, I guess it's the year before, when everything kind of fell apart. I do know that the executive committee did some one-on-ones with us employees, and I don't know whether that happened with any of that.
Mhm.
In perfect sense.
The one-on-ones from like October 24. That was all given to the executive committee at the time.
I don't know. I don't know where any of that
Yeah,
information
that's-
is.
I'm not privy to that information.
And we haven't found, don't have access and have not found any.
Would have been before us.
Yeah, so I thought maybe some of that information might have been helpful, since nobody was really here. You were here and I think Doug was here.
Yeah. And Layla,
They're making you laugh, yeah.
Greg wasn't here yet.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We were hoping that we could find something.
Yeah, I don't know where that is. I apologize.
So it sounds like. Since that deadline and everything is coming right. We probably just need to set, the executive committee needs to meet and go with what we have and just make a statement and move forward.
I think you do.
Yeah, we could do that. I mean, Sherry answered a lot of the questions I had as far as fraud and stuff and where money went. On that email, I think Jenna, I sent that to you, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so maybe that will be enough, or maybe we could get some more, whatever we have, we could put it together for ODOT, and maybe that'll be enough for them.
yeah,
Because if we have absolutely no way of knowing what was investigated with her directly, I mean, we're just going to be going off of hearsay or information that I don't know if it's accurate.
right.
At the bummer.
Well, honestly, even when George did his, he didn't really know if it was looking at either. He wasn't here during the time, so he was just going based off of, you know, information that was given to him, but.
Yeah, let's plan on doing that. We'll just get together with the email that answered, Sherry answered, and if there's anything else, we can go over and look at those information that she sent. And then we can finalize that in a letter or something for ODOT maybe.
Yeah, and I think if we don't have access or there's a lack of information, kind of what they were asking, I think at the very least, it would be good for the executive committee to discuss kind of a root cause of how the different things happen and what our plan is moving forward to prevent anything like that from happening in the future and present that to the rest of the board and then submit that with the final report, and hopefully that would then satisfy what they're looking for.
Yeah, because I can understand why ODOT's concerned. I mean, there's no doubt. So, but yeah, like you say, I think going forward, we can do that. We can put something together and then print the board, and then we can send it to ODOT.
You guys have fun?
Right.
The contract addendum, right?
Yes, well, 8.1 was just the corrective action plan that was.
Oh,
just a
final
copy.
compliance report.
Correct.
What? Didn't we just go through that?
Yep, that was just for information only.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep, the final compliance report, we just talked about it, and then now we're on the contract with them. So there's an addendum to the contract with Reedsport. One of the items on our RLS report, it was not a finding, but it was a recommendation, an advisory. Maybe not an advisory, that's what they called it, but it was not a finding. But they made a recommendation to add some things to the contract that were more clarifying on our oversight with them. And so Andre worked on creating this contract addendum. And it just talks about the monitoring of them, their training, the driver responsibilities, and the vehicle inspection requirements and vehicle maintenance standards. So they already have a lot more a lot of other information that goes with this in their contract, but RLS wanted to see some very specific, like, this is our oversight and these are the things that we're gonna be keeping track of. So.
Was one of the concerns that they were operating vehicles prior to trainings occurring?
I don't know what, they just said that we
Feels
had language in there, but
familiar.
they just wanted it a little more clarified.
Okay.
So is all they said. So this is just the contract addendum and it will go over to them and for their signature, and it'll just be added to it'll just be an addendum to their current contract that's in place.
Do we need to approve the addendum?
I would say it would probably be a good idea for you guys to vote on it. They can just vote on it, it doesn't need a resolution. Okay, yeah, we can just vote on it, that's. We have it.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the contract addendum 25-02 as written?
So moved. Second.
Any further discussions or any discussion? You good, Greg?
Nope, sounds good.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? This motion passes. And next is the fiscal policy revisions.
So the fiscal policy, that's attached, we haven't changed any of the actuals, like meat and potatoes of the fiscal policy. We've just changed with the restructure of the organization and having an AP/AR coordinator, and then now I'm doing GM and CFO. We've changed just we've changed the titles for people, and then I've added the AP/AR coordinator in there, who will now be doing the duties that I was doing as just a finance person. Just to have that separation of duty and to have that,
Thank you.
Just, yeah, just to make sure that we are, covering all bases and we have the separation of duties.
Okay, so this is not the new one, because George is still there.
We will, well, now we'll have to change that because this was done in what, like a month ago. We
Okay.
had it in there, so, the other one that I had sent to you guys, we will just remove that position over
Okay.
there. But nobody was reporting to him anyway, so it really is not gonna change, the fiscal policy at this point. And we don't have the compliance manager on the fiscal policy anywhere.
Right.
That's not really a position that would have been, really overseeing the financial stuff.
Okay.
But it did add Amira in some of the duties. And then it also added the APAR coordinator into the policy in places that, like I said, where I was doing it as the finance manager. So that now I can have more of just the oversight and we have the separation of duties.
So essentially, we're just clarifying the language and changing to make sure the
Changing
job titles
titles,
and stuff
yeah.
match in it.
Yeah.
Um.
Motion to approve 2026 fiscal policy revisions as presented.
Second.
Is there any discussion? It sounds pretty straightforward to me. It's just making sure that our policy aligns with the new job titles in those.
Yes, yes, that didn't change really any of the wording or the processes on how we are doing it, it just.
Make sure that the corresponding job titles are in the right spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Is that the same with the procurement policy?
It is the same with the procurement policy, because these are just things that, you know, when we do have our site review again, that RLS will look at and look at our organization chart, and then if things don't line up, they're gonna be, gonna ask why. And let us know that we need to update the policies, so I'm just trying to be proactive since we need the organization change and start going through. I'll probably bring a couple policies at each meeting, and we can just make the changes of the titles and, we updated a lot of the policies with the compliance, issues that we had with the 47 findings. So we had a lot of, revisions to do the policies back then.
Yeah.
So, the meat and potatoes of the policies are good. It just, we had to, change the titles for people so that they align with our organization structure.
I'll make a motion to approve the procurement policy revisions as presented.
Second.
Any discussion or questions on the second procurement policy provisions? On 10.2. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay.
All right.
Like I said, sorry, I was reading. You can't do this.
So the next item would be the budget committee application, as well as appointment of either 3 or 4 members to the board of directors. So it looks like we do have one application. So before we approve or vote on that too, I think we probably also need to see, is there even 4 board members? Because we would have to appoint 4 board members, correct? Greg, do you have any interest in being? Hey, are you interested? The budget.
I'm gonna have to wait and see at the end of the month what my schedule's gonna be.
Okay, fair.
We're gonna have some
Alright.
changes coming up here.
Okay. Bill or Bill?
I would do it if I'm gonna check my schedule though.
I would, but April, starting in April, I could have some conflicts there.
Okay, so
But yes, I would be interested.
Are we struggling to get through is what you're saying?
yeah, can we put this off for
does it have to be the same person for every meet? So like, let's say that Phil wasn't available and so Gina came instead of him for one of those meetings. Is that allowed? I don't know the answer to that. I've never seen it.
That would be a Jennifer Bowman.
It's
Probably
probably-
Can you have
ask her to chime
a
in,
delegate?
because I think that you do have to appoint budget committee members.
Members.
According to the bylaws, but the bylaws do just say that there has to be 4 board members, or there has to be a total of at least 4 committee members. And that would be 2 public and 2 board, but we currently have 3 budget
Makes
committee
sense.
members that have rolled over from last year. I think that's like a 3-year term, I think is what it says. So,
Um,
I think Kat took my spot.
and I think we had problems last year with some folks attending.
Yeah.
And I think Michaela just said, you know, I'm gonna appoint someone else, but
That is what happened mid-season. That's not the right word, but I don't know what else to use. It changed from somebody to someone else.
I mean, I can probably do it, but I don't know. That's still 2, and I think for the most part, everyone else that's present and has interest needs to check schedules before they commit. I don't know that we're gonna get 4.
we can probably put it off so much. But we'd have to do definitely have it.
Yeah.
in
When's
place
our
by-
March meeting?
The 16th, yeah.
And when was the first?
Oh, I left it right here on purpose and then I forgot that I did that. Look at that. The first meeting is April 29th.
Okay.
Okay, so. I think. I think we would be better to
Wait till March.
wait until the March meeting, that way,
Okay.
because if we can't get 4 board members that can commit to it. We can't have 4 public, right? We need it to be balanced, okay.
So we can table that then until next
Mhm.
month.
Yeah.
So maybe next month.
Yeah, and then everyone. Should know their stipends at that point. Mm,
10.4?
yeah. I was thinking too, but it's something else, part of both. Veterans grant applications?
Informational.
So we did get, notice that, they did ask us to put a full application through for the veterans funding, so I did submit that. It was due, early February, I believe ago.
February 18th, maybe?
Maybe today, tomorrow, but it's already been submitted, so we're done. So there's the application, I just included that in the packet for your information, I know we've been discussing it, so, more to come on that, if we get selected.
That's exciting.
They did say that they had a lot of people that, many more people put in for it
Yeah.
than what they had funding for, so, we'll see if we get any of it or not.
So the total ask is 45,000 or the total ask?
Total ask is 45.
Okay, thank you.
And that would enable us to, right now, we do offer free rides to veterans on our fixed route services. But we cannot do that on our, demand response, our dial services and era. And that would, if we did get the funding, it would, allow us to offer those free rides to them when they use those services as well. And then did we? They did do the stiff funding amendment, right? We can vote on that. one.
The ridership numbers,
all there for your information.
When did we make the change?
The, the
Was that-
reductions.
Yeah, was
That was
July?
September 15th.
September.
is September.
Oh, great. So we get to see this negative till September.
Yes.
That's exciting. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you.
I did have, just a quick update on the chargers, if you guys are interested in that.
Yes.
I was gonna ask.
Nothing yet. I mean, we have had I did, provide some information. We had, 333 hits on the auction site, 165 visitors, and then we had 38 watching, so. It gives me a little hope, but we have not, I think it closes tomorrow. We haven't had any bids, so after tomorrow I will relist them for the 135,000 instead of the 150. So I will have more to report back, next month. And if they don't sell, we might have some conversations about maybe splitting them up. Into
Individual.
individual, or maybe we can get them sold that way, maybe someone just doesn't want all three,
Yeah, there.
so, yeah.
Does the
Right.
site we're using have the ability for them to reach out and ask questions on them?
It does,
Okay,
and
and they have
actually
access.
Andre did have a gentleman that actually reached out to him. And Andre did call him back and talk to him at length. He's with a nonprofit though, and I think the 150K was still a little steep, so he did not say what he might be able to pay for them, but we thought if he's watching it, maybe he'll watch it and see if they come down a little, and but he did get a lot of information from him, so.
So, I noticed that some of the, wineries around town have electric. For charging. The only one that I haven't seen is Cooper Ridge, so you might wanna call them and. See if that'd be interesting, because I know he just bought a new electric vehicle though, that.
Okay.
It's-
They might be
Maybe
possible.
one.
Yeah, it might-
Yeah.
yeah.
Inside of, yeah. So we might have to have some future discussions, but, I will lower the price tomorrow or Thursday after the bidding stops tomorrow. And then, we'll go from there and see if we can get somebody else's price, a little bit lower price.
Um. Any. Items not on the agenda? That we need to add?
For the board?
Yes.
Thank you. I have a statement. At the last meeting, regular meeting on 1/26/26, prior to my virtual arrival, Director Hammerson raised a concern regarding the distribution of the RLS final audit. She followed up this concern with a post on X on Friday, 1/31, accusing me of releasing the final audit to a journalist and to Representative Deal, stating it likely came from Natasha. As she stated in her post, Director Hammerson is entitled to her opinion. I am unaware on how they obtained this report. For the record, I did not release the audit to anyone, not to a journalist, not to Representative Deal, not to my attorney. No one. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other not on agenda? Okay, public comment for on agenda items. Did you put in the application? Or
Did I put in it?
is the person that applied here?
Budget? No.
No, okay, all right, I was gonna see if they wanted to say anything, but, so any public comment for on agenda items?
Not really adding it on as they don't have it in the packet, I don't think we talked about it. Sorry, I don't think we talked about an item, but.
Old business, new business.
What was it?
No, you did not, no, right. My apologies. There was an item that I had her add today. It was, we have to, amend our stiff plan.
Okay.
We had. My notes. What's happening?
Oh,
Yes, she just added it today. That has all my numbers on it. So we need to add, we had $230,524 in fire biennium SIF plan funds. that were not built into this plan. So when we built the plan back in late 2024. Yes, 24,
Yeah.
we had to estimate what we thought we would have as what I call rollover funds. And so I estimated to have 127,400, and we actually had an additional 230,524. So I have done an amendment, but it needs approval by the board. My proposed allocation of the additional rollover funds would be to put 103,986,000 into project 2, task 1, which is our Roseburg route. And then $3,557 into our project 4, which is administration. And then put 122,982,000 in project 6, which is contingency. And the contingency,
Is there a way for me to see those numbers? I'm sorry.
what's that?
Is there a way for her to show us what you're saying?
Yes, so. Yeah, keep going. No, keep going. That's project 1, so we have to go to project 2, keep going. That's task 1.
Yeah.
Keep going, you got a ways.
You're,
It's a lot.
you're in,
That all the
you're in
budget
points.
numbers right there.
No, because
Okay.
this is all project 1.
Task
She said it's in project 2.
It's in project 2. Okay.
Yeah, welcome to budget. Yay. No, this is actually just staff.
So
You don't.
Keep, go up a little bit more. Oh, task 5, okay, you're almost there. Keep going. No, other way,
Up.
there you go. Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm done.
Let's see. Keep going, you're almost there. I know,
Oh,
This
we hit
time is
3. Wait,
massive.
we hit 3. We missed 2.
did what?
Yeah.
What? I don't think so.
It's 6.2.
No, you're okay, no, keep going, where you were. We haven't got there
Each
yet.
project
Oh my
has
goodness.
everything.
Keep going, you're almost there. Up there, project 2.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so you'll keep going, you'll see. Breakdown, keep going. There, okay,
Thank you.
so. So it would change, so it was, if you see where it says
155.
prior biennium stiff plan. Right there, the 163,000.
There you go.
So that's adding the 103,986 that originally had 60,000 there. So it had 60 and 60. So I was proposing to add the 103 to that project 2, which is our Roseburg route services. So it would be adding that, would change it from 60,000 to 163,986.
So what does that mean, adding an extra 100,000 to the Roseburg?
It just will help, it will help with expenses, offset some of the expenses that we've had. And then we'll put like I said, the rest in, a little bit in, administrative, and then the rest all in contingency. You wanna hold up bigger? Yeah, you can just go down. You need 6.
Keep on going.
Yeah, so now we have to go to project 4. Keep going. You got a ways to go.
Will it say project 4?
You could probably do a fine,
Control.
control fine, project 4.
No.
Why would you think that?
Oh, Lord, I'm not sick then.
Oh, no, you're okay,
That's 3.
go.
Oh, that was 3 still.
Yeah. There's project 3, that's ride services. And after this will be project four. Like project
Oh,
four.
there we are.
This is just all administrative costs. And if you keep going down to the breakdown, right there. The prior biennium, I didn't have anything in there and I'm just. Asking to put $3,556 there. And then the rest in the contingency, and by putting the rest in contingency, our contingency project will allow us to have more flexibility. And responding to operational and financial needs as they arise. If we put it all like under. Operations and like the fixed route, and if we don't need it there, we need it somewhere else, then we can't move it. We can move funds within like the same project from task to task, but we
Mhm.
cannot move them from one project to another project.
Hmm.
And they're
Um,
still restricted. So these are still
We
considered
are still
restricted.
restricted funds, yes. But the contingency bucket, it would allow us if, like, when we get the federal funding grant for the buses.
Mm,
It would allow us to put it in for match,
okay.
and it would allow us the more freedom to use it wherever we need it. The other two allocations are just allocations from my point when I'm doing, reporting. That's just my suggestion on the rest of those funds, on where to put them, but I would put the 122,920 or 982 in the contingency, so we have flexibility.
And you need us to vote
You
on
guys
to
do
approve
have
the
to vote to
amendment.
approve that.
Okay,
So do you want me to read those numbers again and then you can?
I think we can just vote to approve the amendments to.
Is it an amendment to the stiff stack plan?
It is, right now it's open for an amendment. They were originally going to open it up in case we. Were to expect some additional funding with the transportation package. But of course, you know, that's on hold, but it is still open, so that we can take the additional funds that we didn't account for as rollover funds and we can put them in our plan. And be able to utilize them, otherwise we cannot utilize them at all.
Motion to approve the amendment to the stiff stack plan as presented.
Second.
All right, any discussion? Greg, do you have anything?
No, kind of following you up. I can't see the board, but yeah, that sounds good to me.
Okay,
That's harder.
okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Right, so we're down to public comment for not on agenda items. And if there is none, we will work on building the agenda with a minute, and this meeting is adjourned.
At 6:28 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you.